everyone, I'm Harry, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to do another How to Sound Like video. This time we're going to look at Too Much to Ask, which is a killer B-side by the Arctic Monkeys. So before we get started, if you like this Sound Like video at any point, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and hit the little bell notification for me as well. It really does help me out a lot, and that way you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. There's going to be affiliate links down in the description to every piece of gear I used in this video and to record my videos. These do help support the channel out further, so I'd really appreciate if you go and check them out. So Too Much to Ask is probably one of my favourite B-sides from the Arctic Monkeys. It was actually a B-side to the Fluorescent Adolescent single, but I think it might have only been included in like the 10-inch EP that they did, but it's definitely a great song and it has some really cool tones throughout as well. So I should say I didn't manage to find a multi-track for this, so I had to actually program the drums in, play the bass parts, and then record all the guitar parts. So I've tried my best to get it as close to the original, but obviously not having the original bass and drums is a big part of this, as well as not being able to hear the vocals for the song. So throughout the whole of this song, there's a great chorus tone on both guitar parts. So first of all, let's have a look at the guitars I decided to use. So for Jamie's parts, around this time he was using the 335, so I decided to use my 1958 Reissue ES335 with Montys low output PF humbucking pickups, which are great vintage style humbuckers. And then for Alex's parts, he would have probably been using his Bronco, but I've decided to use my 65 American vintage Jazzmaster, which gets those great single coil tones. The amp I'm using today is my Cornell Romany Pro, which is kind of like a Fender tweed version on blackface territory, and that's been recorded by a Lewitt MTP440 dynamic microphone, which is like an SM57 with a tiny bit more bass. And we did have the reverb coming from the built-in reverb in the amp, which is a great all-analog spring reverb. So like I said, we need a chorus pedal that's really going to handle this. Now, as many of you probably already know, the Julia by Walrus Audio is definitely one of my favourite chorus pedals. It's just so great sounding, so flexible. And Walrus Audio have literally just released a brand new version of the Julia. It's kind of like a deluxe version called the Julianna. Now, it has all the great sounds and features from the original Julia, but also adds more things in, like tap tempo, subdivisions, a different waveform, stereo ins and outs, expression control. And the one thing that we're really going to use in this song is the ramp control. So you can actually set a secondary rate speed on the pedal and trigger it by holding down the tap tempo. Now, this comes in really handy on this song because for most of the parts, it's like this kind of slow chorus tone. And then when he hits like the D minor and the A minor, and when he's doing the little lead line that comes in, the rate is a lot quicker and almost sounds Leslie-like. Now, you could do this with multiple takes and have them layered and just set the pedal that way, but if you want to play it all in one go, then having the ramp feature in the Julianna to go from the slow speed to the fast speed just by holding down the tap tempo switch is a really killer feature. I actually recently did a full demo of the Julianna by Walrus Audio, so if you'd like to see that, there'll be a link up in the cards, in the description, and pinned in the comments. So I actually used the same chorus settings for all parts on this for both guitars, so we have the slow speed and the faster speed. So I'll quickly show you with the 335 what that sounds like. We'll go straight into the Romany Pro first with just a bit of reverb, then I'll engage the Julianna with the slow speed that we hear throughout, and then you'll see me kick on the tap tempo and hear the faster ramped up speed. So the 335 straight into the amp sounds like this. So there you go, you can see what that ramp speed is doing, and it's a really killer feature to have and just be able to trigger by putting your foot on the foot switch. I think on the original recording in the studio, they just did different settings on the pedal for different parts and so on, but it's really nice to just be able to play it all in one go on one part. So we'll look at Jamie's parts on the 335 first. So really simple. I was just in the middle position with the volume on both all the way up, so it's just like the neck and the bridge pickup. That was going straight clean into the amp, and I didn't have any overdrive or anything because it's quite a clean song. I just had the Julianna with settings like this. And then you'll hear when the speed goes faster, I was just holding down the tap fit switch to ramp up to that second speed that I actually dialed in. So I'll pull out Jamie's parts from the intro song isolated so you can see and hear exactly what's going on. Again, you'll see the settings of the Julianna on screen, and the setting on the rate control you see is the slower version, and then the faster rate, which I'm doing with the tap tempo, is just a bit more than that. So I won't be able to show it because we've already set it inside the pedal, but you'll be able to hear when I'm clicking it on. It's at different parts in the song, so I might just put like a little note under the pedal on the screen saying ramp engaged or something like that. So Jamie's parts isolated from the intro song sound like this. Again, you'll see the settings of the Julianna on screen. Okay, so now we'll look at Alex's parts, which I played on this 1965 reissue Jazzmaster. Again, we had exactly the same amp settings and the settings on the pedal, and we were just using that ramp switch when we needed it for the faster chorus time. This is a much more stripped back part compared to the lead part that we heard Jamie play on the original song that I played in my 335, but it's still a killer part as well. This part seems to use the faster speed a little bit more on the chorus pedal, but it's quite a simple part, like I say. So again, we had settings on the Julianna like this. So I'll pull out Alex's parts that I played on the Jazzmaster from the intro song now. You see the settings of the Julianna on screen in the slobber rate position, and then when I'm ramping it up, I'll just put a little note saying like ramp engaged or something like that. So Alex's parts played on the Jazzmaster, isolated from the intro song, sound like this. Again, you'll see the settings of the Julianna on screen. So there we have it. That was a look at How to Sound Like Too Much to Ask by the Arctic Monkeys. Definitely one of their most underrated songs and one of my favourite B-sides from them. Some really killer guitar parts in there and really nice and simple parts as well that intertwine and work really well together. Of course, having the Jazzmaster and the 335 to do the different guitar parts really came in handy, but the saving grace in this was the Julianna. Like I said, the original Julia has always been one of my favourite chorus/vibrato pedals, and now that we have those deluxe features on board, I honestly believe this is probably the best chorus pedal that you can buy. And of course, having that really killer secondary momentary ramp function for the LFI speed for this really came in handy, so I was actually able to play the parts without doing loads of different takes and changing the settings on the pedal. Being able to just trigger it by holding down the foot switch to go from a slow speed to a faster speed that I dialed in, it's a really killer feature. Not to mention that we have tap tempo, full stereo, subdivisions, different waveforms, and other secondary functions. It's a really killer pedal and I can't recommend it enough. Again, if you want to see my full demo of the Julianna, there'll be a link up in the cards, in the description, and pinned in the comments. Let me know down in the comments how close you thought I got to the original song and any future How to Sound Like videos you'd like to see me do. Again, there's also going to be affiliate links to the Julianna and all the gear I used in this video and to record my videos down in the description. These do help support the channel out further, so I'd really appreciate if you go and check them out. If you did like this Sound Like video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the little bell notification notification for me as well. It really does help me out a lot, and that way I won't miss out on any of my future uploads. Other than that, go onto my channel, check out some of my playlists. I have plenty more lessons, covers, gear demos, how to sound like videos, and anything guitar related. As always, I've been Harry, and thanks for watching.